had a friend that couldn't make it, so if you're okay with it, you're only going to see my ugly mug, but I'm going to do a Facebook Live while we're doing this, okay? So, well, good morning, or afternoon actually. My name is Richard Hendrzak, and I'm here to talk to you about some of my friends and some of the people that I met along the way. Days like this are hard for veterans because we know and we feel in our bones what it is to lose friends. Those people we stood next to, served next to, we cried with, we screamed with, and laughed at them. Laughed with them. So, some very brief background on me. Where did I start? I started in the Pennsylvania Army National Guard in Benjamin Franklin's own unit, the 1st 111th Infantry. Did that for a couple years and then went on to active duty to be an active duty Army medic. I served twice in Iraq, once in 2003, and then I thought it was so great, I went back in 2006. But what I really thought was great was the people. I did it for the people. I had the option to opt out of the second tour, long story, but I didn't. Because it was the men and women I served with that inspired me every day. They inspire me today as I stand here. The first person I want to talk about is Mike DiRamondo. Mike was 22. Unfortunately, when he passed away in Iraq on January 8th, 2004. He, at the tender age of 22, was something I wanted to be, and that was an Army medic, Army flight medic. I was an Army medic. I looked up to him because the training to be a flight medic is not easy. But he attained something at such a very young age. When he had passed away, it was very hard to deal with it, and it still is today. He is always with me, on my wrist, and will always be in my heart. However, his legacy lives on. In Los Angeles, California, there is the Michael DiRamondo Fire Station named after him in his honor because he wanted to be a paramedic. So the LA Fire Department gave him that high honor and named the station after him. Also in Simi Valley, California, there is a yearly golf tournament to raise money for EMTs and paramedics to go to college because that's what he wanted to do. Mike wanted to serve after the military and be a civilian paramedic. Unfortunately, he never got that chance. Mike was one of those people that was always there. He was the first one to show up, the last one to leave. Always had a sarcastic remark, and usually a smile accompanied it. We have this great honor and privilege to be those that go on. But for another gentleman in my same unit, he didn't go on either, unfortunately. His name is Sergeant Broomhead. Yes, I said it correctly, Broomhead. It's a very weird name, strange name, odd name, unique, whatever you like to call it, really. But Sergeant Broomhead was loved by his soldiers. So before my deployment with the 3rd Armored Cavalry Regiment, which I served with, I was looking through a list of names, and I was doing some research for a project because I was the regimental medic, and I saw his name. I remember the day the call came in. I was in the regimental headquarters radio room when it came in that he had passed away. What I didn't realize until I moved to sunny Southwest Florida was that I went to our very own Mission Barbecue right down the street. I walked in, turned right for some unknown reason to me, and there his picture was on the wall, prominently displayed. He was and his family were residents of Fort Myers Beach. Regardless of what political party we are, regardless of what race, background, creed, color, I served with giants. I served with men and women that made me have chills at this very moment. They were larger than life, and they will always be missed. Nextly, I'm going to talk about another local Floridian. His name is Second Lieutenant Robedo. It fascinates me how small the world is. 10 years ago, I moved here to Cape Coral, and I made a friend. His name is James. When I walked into James's house, I saw a picture. It was of a soldier, and he had my unit patch on his sleeve. This was Second Lieutenant Robedo. He actually served during the same time that I did in Ramadi, Iraq, and was fatally wounded as a tank commander of an N1 Abrams. But there is a bright spot. I had a Vietnam veteran tell me one time, the trick is to remember all of them. The beginning, the middle, and unfortunately their tragic end. So I live my life for myself, but I live my life in honor of them, what they gave, what they stand for, and who they truly are as human beings. I am extremely humble to have in the presence with us the Gold Star families. They know more than anyone the sacrifice. And it's a sacrifice that they endure every day. So thank you for everything you've done and continue to do for veterans, all of us. We appreciate it, and every veteran's family is loved by me, my family, and the entire nation. It's the last page. Far too many women and men that have served this great nation succumb to the wounds after the war. The scars that live in our minds, the battles that rage on. Regardless of what the number is or the actual cost, one is always too many. There's a saying, it's acceptable to puke, it's acceptable to cry, it's acceptable to scream, but it is not acceptable to give up. So if you're going through hard times, especially today, please talk to someone you do trust and you know that's been there. We all have our bad days. And as you can tell from my squeaky voice, this is not one of my best. Thank you so much for paying attention to me. I appreciate everything. I appreciate the opportunity to speak. And just know that there are veterans out there right now that need somebody to talk to. There are veterans out there that right now that are mourning for their friends. Thank you so much. May the Almighty shine down upon all of us, and may all good souls go to heaven. Thank you.